checking out all the cars for this Laguna Seca event. Check this out, guys. We have made it to the Corvette area for Laguna Seca right now for Car Week. This is a C8R race car, also known as what I call the Z06 race car because it uses the same engine as the Z06. Seeing this vehicle out here with all the amazing track patina on it is perfect. That is the way it has to be. Coming closer to the rear spoiler, this is a design I want to see on the street cars ASAP. Same goes for that air intake, the roof scoop out back. If I can zoom in right there. The Z06 makes for such a great track car. It really does, and this is where it all came from. Going backwards, the E-Ray also came from the Z06. And why do I say that? Well, this is the quickest Corvette ever and the first ever all-wheel drive Corvette. 0 to 60 is in 2.5 seconds, and then the quarter mile is done in just 10.5. Therefore, if you buy this hybridized Corvette, you can officially roll up to a Z06 and say you are faster and beat them out of an acceleration from a dig down the quarter mile. And that's because the electric all-wheel drive system has given you an extra 160 horsepower on top of the 495 horsepower that you get with a standard pushrod V8 that come in the Stingray. Combine that horsepower up front with spinning these front wheels, and then your rear-wheel drive system out back powered by gasoline. That gives you a launch that is gonna blow away a standard rear-wheel drive vehicle. This is the selling point, I believe, for the Corvette E-Ray. Not only is it the world's first hybrid Corvette in 70 years, it's also the first all-wheel drive production Corvettes. Favoring the Z06 body over the Stingray, it gives you the world-class design that comes with a six-figure supercar. It does come standard with the carbon ceramic brakes, something that the standard Z06 does not come with. It's an extra $8,000, I believe. It is a must-have option, meaning you can't not get it with the Z07 track package for the Z06. My car ended up having the carbon ceramics for the track duty. I don't know if you want to run them or not. A lot of guys don't, a lot of guys do. It's all your preference. You have that preference for the Z06. You do not have that preference for the E-Ray. Fundamentally, it's got the same interior that you can get with the Z06, having the exposed carbon fiber on the top and bottom of the steering wheel, the $5,000 interior bay finish that gives you carbon fiber above the dashboard and next to the LCD screens in the middle. I'm really curious, well, what do you think? When you look at the E-Ray, the starting price of about $100,000, what are your thoughts on getting this versus the Z06? Because visually, they look just like each other, right? But then the driving style is gonna be completely different. I'm very excited to see where this is gonna stand in the Corvette scene. Are people gonna actually use them all season? Because this is an all-season Corvette. That's what they're saying. You can drive it in the snow because you don't have issues spinning out the back end anymore all the time. The front tires will be doing some of the pulling for you. I know for a fact on corner exit on tracks or taking corners fast in low speeds where you could get the tail end and kick out, having front wheel drive now, aiding the back end will give you an exit speed unlike anything we've seen in the past. It probably will drive similar, I think, to the NSX all-wheel drive system or the 610 Lamborghini Huracan. We're gonna make sure to test it out. I think production might be starting around the corner. I'm very curious to find out when these will finally hit the street, when they finally have the press drive, so that we can share what it's really like to drive instead of checking it out here in the parking lot with the paddock at Laguna Seca Raceway. This clip right here is different for the radiator. This is unique for the electronic cooling system of the vehicle, having the hybrid system. You still have front storage space, interestingly, with the Corvette E-Ray. The suspension systems have been changed too, to be able to adapt to the higher curb weight of having the batteries go down the center tunnel. That's where the batteries are. They're right in between where you and the passengers sit. It's a reason why they engineered this much higher center console, because underneath that is a tube or a chamber, you could say, that houses the battery packs from the middle to the front of the vehicle. So talking to the lead engineers, they showed us with their cutout mule version exactly what it looks like tucking in those batteries there. The beauty of it is that you get a very center focused weight balance, and it doesn't affect the front and rear weight distribution as much as you would have otherwise. What you find with standardized EVs is that they store all the batteries on the bottom of the chassis underneath where you sit. A problem with that is that you tend to sit higher up than a standard gasoline vehicle, because you're sitting on a row of batteries that would be right here from the front wheels to the back. I think they did it the right way. We also find with the Lotus Evija that the batteries, they're storing them right behind you to give you the weight balance of a mid-engine vehicle. That is fascinating when you really think about it. I'm also shocked they still have the enhanced side cooling for the engine, because the Stingray doesn't need any more cooling on the sides from my experience, because it won't overheat. Therefore, you have a lot of upgraded cooling, you could say, for this vehicle running the LT2 or the pushrod engine. In summary, I always looked at my Z06 in the garage, having that intake as, oh my gosh, they need that for the amazing LT6 flat plane crank. But it seems like it's going to be working just fine with the standard pushrod V8. It's a 2024 vehicle. Maybe we'll see them roll off the assembly line soon. What I'm curious about is whether they're going to make as many Corvette Z06s as they are right now. The profit margins are bigger on these performance variants because they're inherently more expensive and they have more expensive options. I would guess they would try to get as many of these out as possible, as soon as possible, because this order is waiting. There's even a backlog of Z06 orders right now. They have way more demand than the cars they can make, supply. How will that affect this production, the Stingray production, and the Z06 production? Because they all go down the same assembly line within the same amount of time. Everything has to be mass produced fast, quick, and be able to work seamlessly / efficiently down the assembly process. Well, we see a cut in Z06s produced and a massive surplus of E-Rays. What do you think about that? I don't know if hybrid powertrain systems, they can have a lot of them early on, because supply constraints right now are pretty high. Anyways, please let me know, what do you think in the comment section down below of the Corvette E-Ray here, just making a quick showing. Hopefully, again, we find out more information about when we can drive it. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you do not miss a single video. I'll see all of you in the next one.